I used to be very, very angry, held many grudges in my heart. My father, I've never met in my life, even to this age. My mom, I really had loads of grudges against her because I blamed her for the reason why my father wasn't there. And I had many issues with inside of myself, like really bad issues, because at night time I'll cry myself to sleep. But when I was outside, I wanted to be something to my friends. I wanted to be a big guy. I wanted to be, the boss. I wanted to show people who I wasn't. I got invited to the church. But at the beginning, the main reason why I was coming was for the girls, the attention, until a point where my life was really, really lowest as it could have been. People was threatening to kill me. My life, I was suicidal. My family was just really, it was a mess. All of these things was coming against me. My education was going wrong. And I thought, okay, if I'm in this place and there's so many people's lives changing, why can't my life change as well? My mentor, he was there from the beginning until the end, until my process, from the start to the end. He kept saying you could do it. I started to doubt. I said, no, I can't do it, it's too hard. He said, you can. If I could do it, you could do it. He told me, how I could be someone successful in life. I can become a role model to many people. And I started to believe in his words. I started to believe that it could come true. The possibility of my life being different, it was possible. Today, my life is completely different, transformed, not only just within, but also outside. Now, I don't have the depression, I don't have suicidal thoughts, I'm not sad, I don't have grudges inside of myself. I'm successful now, I have my own place, I'm independent, most importantly, I'm happy, and I know where I'm going. And because of the person that believed in me, and he never gave up on me, I wanted to do the same. I wanted to pass on this spirit that he had to someone else as well. And that is when I invited Eli Belma. And I believed in him just as my mentor believed in me.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Finding Answers. I would like to start the program tonight asking you this question. What if I told you that at this point in your life, you may not be exploiting your full potential. You are not seeing the best version of you yet. Maybe you are at 10%, 20%, maybe 50, 70%, but not to the fullest. That there is a better version of you, that you can actually learn how to bring it out. If that sounds interesting, then stay with us, because this is what we are going to talk about tonight. Tonight's topic is become better. Maybe listening to this, you say, wow, that sounds good, but I don't really know how to do it. So throughout the program, we are going to be sharing experiences and also giving you some practical advice to help you and inspire you on how to bring about your better self. How to become better. Maybe listening to this, you say, well, I would really love to become a better father, better mother, better husband, wife, better son, daughter, better employee, better boss, better professional at what I do. But doing that, Edward, is so hard. It's difficult to do it. Yeah, I agree with you that everything that is to be developed, everything to improve, to go up, it requires sacrifice, it requires an effort. But what if I told you that not making this effort may be costing you more? Settling, just being, I would say, complacent or just settling for the way that you are now, also brings a damage, because you could be seeing so much more. You could be exploiting so much more aspects, positive things in life, receiving so much more from life. Because you don't have to be settling just for survival or surviving and compromising on your goals, compromising on your happiness, compromising on your objectives. Actually, you don't have to be compromising. You can actually go for this life, for this achievements that you never had before. Many people did it. And even if you say, well, at this point, Edward, It's hard. At this point now, I'm at a point in life where I believe that my best years are behind me. Please don't say that. Don't say that, because it's not about your age. It's not about how old you are. Get rid of this idea, I would say, as a first advice, even though we're just starting finding answers tonight. But holding on to this idea that you're over the hill, or you're too far gone, that it's too late, it's not going to help you achieve your best version of you. In order to become your best you have to, first of all, believe that you can happen. You can make it happen right now. It's still possible. There's so many people who are very successful today, very happy, fulfilled at what they do, and they got a head start at a very, after many people, at an age where, a lot of people who achieved what they did started before them. So it's not about age. Age isn't the matter. It's just about the right steps. It's just about holding on to the right ideas and getting rid of the wrong ones. We're going to be talking about this tonight. Watch this video, and when we come back, we're going to be discussing more about it.
It's often the case that when you are given the option of being mediocre or profound, people will often choose mediocrity. This is because conforming and being average is very comfortable. It means that you don't have the risk of having to move out of your comfort zone. If there is little risk, then there is therefore little to do or worry about. But what people don't realise is that being mediocre can often be harder than being better. People may spend time regretting opportunities that they've missed, and they may look back and wonder, what if? And no one wants to live a life filled with regrets. So if you do want to become better, then a starting point is to decide exactly what could be improved in your life. Maybe you don't like your temper or the way you speak to your parents. Maybe you have become more violent with older age or are addicted to new substances. Either way, these are habits and they can be changed. The brain carves new pathways in our brains once we start associating pleasure with a new activity. But this means that we can also reverse this learning. We can start developing new, positive habits and therefore start to become better.
So tonight's topic is become better. For instance, we don't live in a perfect world, but we do not live in a stagnant world either. Everything changes. Everything moves. The economy changes, people change, the technology changes. And if you are saying, or maybe thinking to yourself, well, my life is at a standstill, I'm just stuck, then I have to tell you that you are not stuck, you are not at a standstill. If you are not progressing, if you are not developing your life, doing something practical to make your life better, then you are actually going backwards. Because everything in our society today that is not going forward is going backwards. Like, for instance, I have an image to share with you here. I don't know if you can even know. Maybe some people watching us now and say, what the heck is this? This is one of the first mobile phones, cellular phones models that came into the market. And back in the days, people who had one of those is like, wow, people would stop and say, oh, can I have a look at it? Can I see it? Because it was a new technology, I don't know, about 25 years ago, give and take. Now, if anyone is, on the streets using one of these things there, people are going to laugh, right? If I go in the streets with one of those, in a place where people are passing by, they're going to be looking at me and say, where did this guy come from? I mean, what is that? This thing is so heavy, it's going to hurt your arm. But back in the days, it was, a very new breakthrough. Why? Because technology evolved, things changed. And maybe this is a problem, you're stuck in time. And we're saying this not to try to force you to do anything, of course, or criticize you. No, not at all. But just I would like you to think about it for a second. You know, you could be improving. You could be doing better. You don't have to be living, you know, back in the past. You know, you're not in the past. This is 2015. Things have changed, and you can learn. You can adapt. There's things you can adjust about your life, and sometimes some small tweaks, small adjustments will bring such a change. I have tonight with me here Frankie. Good evening, Frankie.
Good evening.
We were talking about this before the show tonight, and one mistake that I see a lot of people making is that when they want to become a better version of themselves, the route they go is trying to improve their lives from the outside in, right? Well, I'm unhappy because I don't have the right person next to me. Well, I think I need a better house, a better car. I need better clothes. You know, I'm happy. I have to go shopping. And actually, okay, some people can even, you know, strive hard to do that, achieve that, but still, even having that, they actually don't get that sense of satisfaction that they expected, and even feel frustrated, because I believe, I don't know if you agree with me, that to become a better self, you don't work your way from the outside in, but actually from the inside out. First, you have to become happy within yourself, and then that will be shown on the outside aspect. Your thoughts on that?
I would say that that's definitely how I think it should be. Obviously, it's not always the case. I would say that a lot of people, I think material items, as you were saying, is something that people think, you know, my next door neighbour's got that car, I must be doing well, I must get that car. You know, obviously it's not a competition, but it is a trap that we all fall into at some point. Giving your example, the latest mobile phone, you know, you've got to have the latest one. And personally, I think that, as you say, it should definitely be a case of working on yourself first. You can have everything, you can have every material object in the world, but if you're not happy, if you don't feel you're using your time on this earth wisely, and nobody wants to get to the age of, I don't know, 65 or 70 and feel like they've got regrets, because, you know, I mean, obviously it's never too late to continue learning. You can learn at any stage, you can improve your mind at any point. It's never too late to do that, but you don't want regrets.
You know, I think it's important to explain that when we talk about a better version of you, that doesn't have necessarily to mean with for instance, the appearance or having more money. No, not at all. Maybe the appearance is the same, the looks are the same, it's not dressing a different way or having more money. Maybe my finances are still the same, but actually, I'm happier within myself. That's what we're talking about, right? I can thrive. You know, maybe I'm doing something, you know, that is making me more motivated, more excited. I'm doing something that is helping me perform better at my job. Maybe I took a risk and that made me feel better. And maybe even by taking that risk to do something that I liked, I didn't really succeed, but at least I learned a lesson. In other words, it's about improving yourself from the inside, right? And if that will be, I don't know what's the word, but if that will translate into outside changes. For instance, I want to change the way that I look. I want to be more fit. Not because by achieving that I'll be happy, but just because I am happier now, I want my outside to transmit that. That is a positive thing. So in other words, this is what I mean, from the inside out and not from the outside in. Do you agree?
I do. I think you just touched on a very good point as well, because well, you were saying about, you know, even if you go for something and you do fail, it is, you know, everybody makes mistakes in life. The one thing that I think people forget is to learn from those mistakes. Exactly. So it's perfectly fine to, well, I don't want to use the word fail, but it's perfectly fine to make mistakes, not be perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I think it is important to learn from those. And one other thing that I think is very important, you were saying, you know, it comes from the inside. It's not about making changes because someone is saying to you, you know, you could do this, you could do that. it's about being the best person that you can be, just achieving what you want to achieve, making sure that your life is fulfilling and that you're happy. And I think it does show, you were saying obviously about these subtle changes that will come across. Whenever you sort of meet some friends and you walk into a room, and those people who are very close to you, they can sense that something is very going well with you.
Yeah.
Before you've even said anything. You walk in and people will say, oh, you're in a good mood. Or, oh, did you get the job? Because before you've even said anything, those people who know you so well, they feel that positive energy oozing out of you. And I think that is something that people don't realise that they have. That energy that surrounds them, people just don't realise that it can subtly affect other areas.
Right.
If you walk into a job interview and you've already got that positive, outlook on that day, those people will, even if you're not quite right for the job, they'll remember you. They will certainly warm to you, I think, a lot quicker.
Yeah, and you touched a very important point. You said it's okay to make mistakes. You know what I read recently? I read a quote from Bill Gates, one of the most successful financial people in the world. He said, success is a lousy teacher. Interesting, isn't it? Success is a lousy teacher, Bill Gates said, because he said, as you keep on succeeding, you kind of get the sense that you will never fail, and that is very unrealistic. The most successful people we have in the world, in whatever area they are successful, believe me, they will all agree that they learn much more with the mistakes they made than with their successes. Actually, their success is only the consequence of learning from the mistakes and keep the ball going. So if you would like to have more strength, if you would like, to say, Edward, I want to improve this sounds interesting. How do I do it? Well, we're going to be talking more about it. And I would say to you that that's what faith is. Even faith in God. Faith in God only works if you also believe that you can improve. Believe in God, but also believe in yourself. Anyway, if you want to speak to us, then give us a call, 02-07-686-6300. We have trained advisors that are ready to take your call. If you want to speak to us on the show and give your opinion about the matter, or if you want to send us an email at help@findinganswers.tv, you can also do this right now. We can either read it here live, should you want to, or we can respond to you privately at our earliest convenience. It will be very soon. Let's go to this break and we'll come back talking about becoming better.
All systems are go. We're about to
Follow my channel's updates on Facebook. Like your favorite videos and see pictures of your favorite artists. Access our Twitter @MyChannelUK and get to know what's on with My Channel. Visit tvmychannel.com and be connected to our world. My Channel, a whole new world of entertainment.
Are you a duck? What can it do? It swims. It walks. It flies. But does it do them all well? Yes, a duck can do all of the above, but it's not known for being great at any. So, are you a duck? Rather than attempting to do all things, why not be the best at one thing at a time? You will find you'll actually learn to be great at more things.
Hi, the Chrissy B Show airs live on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, coming to your homes with entertainment, life issues as well as hard-hitting topics, coupled with friendly and practical advice. I love to look at the happier side of life and believe a person can achieve amazing things when they put their mind to it. The Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life.
All systems are go. We're about to
Welcome back to Finding Answers. Tonight our topic is Become Better. So tonight we've been talking a little bit about how to make yourself the best self that you can be. Now we're not talking about saying you have to change anything or saying that your life is mediocre. We just want people to fulfill their potential and to be happy with the life that they've got. So we're going to go to the streets of London and see what the general public have to say on the matter.
Definitely depression is probably number one.
They're arguing and they're talking negatively about each other.
What is more valuable than another? And so
you can have as many friends and families as you want. It just depends.
Is a common regret, like, oh, like I should have like asked that person out, or like.
Hi, I'm Chika here on the streets of London for Finding Answers. Tonight's topic is Become Better. An American writer, Warren Bennis, once said that excellence is a better teacher than mediocrity. He explained that the lessons of the ordinary are all around us, but truly profound things are learned from the exemplary. So I'm going to be asking the general public if they agree with this. Let's see what they say. There's a quote that says, excellence is a better teacher than mediocrity. Do you agree, and why?
Yes, I agree. I think when you strive for excellence, you go through the motions, and you end up doing mediocre until you get there, and you learn from all of the mistakes that you make along the way, and then you get to this point where you've kind of gone down all the paths you could possibly go to find the best possible outcome for whatever it is you're doing.
I think it depends in what you're talking about, because someone who hasn't been recognized for like their abilities could be like really good at something, but they just haven't had the recognition, or it's like behind closed doors. But yeah, I think it just depends what you're talking about.
I think they both are. Yeah. I think you get something from both, wouldn't you?
Yes, absolutely. I think mediocrity allows for complacency, and it makes you, content with average performance. I think if you strive for excellence, at least if you don't achieve it, then your effort will be in that direction. So it's a good trajectory.
So if tonight you are watching us, but you're actually not having a good night at all, maybe you're feeling very low at this point, depressed, even crying, maybe bad news came to you, you're having a hard time to cope with this bad news, with this loss. If that is the case, then I want to say two things. First, I have here this prayer book, okay? If you call us and you would like a prayer, then we're going to include your name here. And I'll be taking this prayer book to a very special place, a spiritual place, a holy place, where we're going to be talking to God on your behalf. Someone will be praying for you tonight at the altar. This is the place where I'm going to be, at the altar. And at that place, that special place, for instance, where marriages take place, where vows with God are made, I'm going to be asking God on your behalf. So if you believe that will help you, if you believe in the power of prayer, 0207-686-6300, please just include my name in the prayer book. I'm not having a good night right now, so you're going to call us, okay? Second thing I want to say to you is that I have a live guest here. Her name is Sia, and she's going to share with us how was she able to become a better lady, a better version of herself. Let's talk to her.
Pushing me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
Casey here, good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
So tell us, how did the problem start? How did the worst version of you came about?
Okay, I will start from the beginning. Basically, as a teenager, I got myself involved in a lot of rap music. I would listen to the culture of it, with the whole association with gangs, with violence, with hatred. And that's how I grew up. But Also, I was also looking into music videos as well of these rap artists, and I would see the ladies in these videos and I would compare myself to how they would look. And from there, I started to feel complexes within myself. I started to feel as though I am not as beautiful as these girls in these videos. And at that stage, I didn't have a boyfriend, you know, and that, as a teenager, as a teenage girl, you usually want a boyfriend, you want, you know, popularity and all these sort of things. So when I would watch these videos and I would see these girls, I would look at them and compare myself to them. And that's when I began to really feel like I was ugly inside as a person. And I remember looking into the mirror and just saying, why am I ugly? Why do I look the way that I look? So that's how it began. So
when you looked at those videos, you saw those women there, you felt less than they.
Yeah, I felt
right?
less than them, yes.
Yeah, you know, this is very interesting, a very interesting point, because that's what a lot of people do. And it's a very unrealistic comparison, because first of all, those videos aren't really true. They're like all fake. Many times we see, not only in rap videos, whatever, movie or something, someone is laughing, is there rejoicing. And after the recording session is over, their life outside the camera has nothing to do with what they were showing. And you know, that's why I would say that the first thing you have to do is stop comparing yourself to others. First of all, you are you. Everyone is unique. Maybe you are not strong at a certain aspect, but there are other aspects where you are strong. Invest in those. Believe in your strengths. Find your strengths. You know, maybe you became an expert in pinpointing your mistakes, and maybe you are the first one to criticize yourself and to put your own self down, because you say, I'm not good enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough. Were you, Sia, saying these things?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah, to yourself?
I would say it to myself, because from the looks of the girls in the videos, and I would look at myself and I'll be like, you know, why I don't look like these girls, you know, they look perfect with perfect hair and they had the nice body, and even though I wasn't even developed, you know, to that sort of at that sort of age, but I still felt as though like, why is my body not this way? I was skinny as well.
Did that lead you to any negative behavior?
Yeah, I became a very angry person, and a lot of times I would be very sensitive. If someone was to say anything to me, I would automatically just switch. I would become so angry and, you know, wanting to retaliate. So I remember when I started secondary school, on the first day, I got involved in a fight with a girl. And on that day, it was basically over something really petty, over a seat, because basically I was sitting on a seat and I basically left and came back. And she obviously, she took my seat. And from there, I was just, you know, she started saying abusive things and stuff like that. And that's where my anger just really came out of me. And I ended up having a fight with her there and then. And I ended up getting suspended on that day. And that's from then I've just realized how angry of a person I was. So you came home with a suspension notice? Yes. Were you living with your parents? Yes, I was living with my parents. They found out about it and? They weren't too happy, because already I'm not starting off with a good start. You know, I'm already getting in trouble. But I feel as though, like, you know, for me, I didn't really see it as anything. I felt as though, like, you know, if someone's disrespecting me or whatever, you know, I need to retaliate. I need to show myself as... You know, just to make another point here, it's very important, especially to parents, to understand that their children today, teenage children or grandchildren, are dealing with issues and problems that, you know, when they were the children, the world was very different. And sometimes I believe the mistake that parents make is just wanting the son or the daughter or the grandchildren to behave in a certain way, but not really understand where they're coming from, what issues they are dealing with, right? You didn't want to be an angry person just because you wanted to be angry, but you didn't know how to deal with these situations, right? These insecurities were really eating you up from the inside, right? So anger was a problem. What else? I also had a situation where I was getting bullied in secondary school as well. This was like later on in the year, and I was in an all-girls school, and a lot of them would say, you know, negative things about me, and there was a lot of gossip going on. And also they would also criticize the way that I looked, because at that age I didn't take care of my appearance at that age, and you know, I didn't have the latest clothes or the latest fashion, and you know, I was seen odd to them. So basically through that I did get a lot of people would talking negative things about me, being bullied. And the thing is, I couldn't open up to my parents about it because I felt as though no one could really help me. And that's when I resorted to getting involved with gangs, boys in gangs as well. Basically with that, because I felt as though I needed to protect myself, I had to turn to these kind of people and these kind of guys and these kind of friends to feel confident that, you know, if anyone was to cross the line with me, I know at least I have people that are going to have my back.
So in the gang, what were you doing? Partying?
Yeah, partying. Drinking, smoking. And the thing is like, I necessarily didn't really enjoy drinking or smoking, but because, you know, of that environment, you have to kind of fit in. So I would easily, you know, adapt to that kind of environment. I didn't really like the taste of alcohol or necessarily smoking, but
you were doing those things just to fit in, you know. Speaking especially to you who is a parent, understanding where your children are coming from, the issues they are dealing with, trying to understand them and finding a more smart, intelligent way to help them is better than just getting angry, shouting, responding in an angry, negative way. That's not going to help. We have to understand the children, the root of the issue. Every issue has a root. Sometimes you are trying to resolve the issue by the leaves, by the branches, and you may do that for a while, but the root is still there. Sooner or later, it grows back again. So to find the solution, you need to find the root of the issue. Did you find the root of your issue?
Yes, I did.
So you're going to talk about this after the break. In the meantime, should you want our help or prayer, 0207 686 6300. It will be a pleasure praying for you and talking to you. Back after this.
All systems are go. We're about to
uplifting, diverse, vibrant, dynamic,
powerful, youthful, informative,
energizing, passionate,
motivational, freedom, lively,
excitement.
So, maybe you're thinking about making some big changes or setting some ambitious goals for yourself. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds or read through the Bible. Maybe you want to run a marathon or repair a broken relationship. Whatever your big goal is, the temptation is to expect to go straight from here to here, or from here to here. The reality is, there are a lot of small steps between big decisions and big results. Challenges and obstacles await. At some point, you might even want to quit. But stand firm. Don't be disappointed with slow progress. Don't be overwhelmed by the destination. Rather, focus on what you can do today. Skip dessert. Read a chapter. Go for a run. Make a phone call. The more difficult the journey, the more rewarding the destination. And it can all start today with just one small step.
When we want to reach our goals, we research, act, and make sure we know everything there is to know about that topic. We study hard because that is the intelligent thing to do. This is the same for our development as a Christian. The Faith School is designed for those who want a degree in spiritual growth, those who want to separate time to study the Holy Bible and follow God's path for their life. There is no admissions fee and it's suitable for every level of learner. You will learn how to interpret the Word of God for your daily life and become stronger internally. Do you want to find inner peace and spiritual strength? Then this course is for you. The Faith School, every Wednesday at your local UCKG Help Centre. For more information, call 020 7686 6000 or visit our website uckg.org.
All systems are go. We're about to
So welcome back to Finding Answers, and tonight's topic is Become Better. So before the break, we're talking here to Sia, right? And you were about to tell us how did you find the root of the problem and how did you become a better version of you? How did it happen?
Basically, I had to look deep within myself and I realized that I had a lot of insecurities, such as, comparing myself to other people, having this fake idea of what perfectness is, happiness is. And, I stopped watching these rap videos. I stopped comparing myself to, colleagues at school, all of these things, and realized that, I need to be able to have my own path and, have my own idea of what is better in myself, what is to become successful in my own terms.
You did, of course. I mean, there's nothing wrong with watching certain videos or something. That's not what you're saying. But in your case, it was bad because you were using a very unrealistic parameter, right? To compare yourself. Yes. Instead of comparing yourself to real people, you were just comparing yourself to characters or video that do not even exist. I mean, the people do, but what's being played there is not realistic, right? So what did you do from that point in order to improve, to develop yourself?
I was invited to a youth group, and from there they gave us tips on, how to become better within yourself. And through the teachings, it taught me a lot of things about, finding confidence within yourself, learning how to develop within yourself. So through these teachings, I was able to get myself out of the kind of environments that I was in, because I realized that I was a follower of friends. I didn't have my own mind, and through that, how am I going to be able to become successful if I'm always, following other people? I'm not really having my own set of beliefs. So that's what the youth group taught me, and from there I was able. So
this practical guidance, right, that you got at the youth group you went to, and the teachings that you got there, what were the practical changes that you saw since you started learning this?
The practical changes that I saw was myself becoming more confident. I stopped comparing myself to other people. I started clearing myself away from bad environments, not bad people, but basically, bad company, negative company. Right. And from there, I started to see myself become better. I was focusing more on my studies, I was focusing more on my career plans, and yeah.
Tell me something, Sia. Did faith in God play any role in this change? Did God get into the picture somehow?
Yes.
Tell us how.
Basically, through me reading the Word of God, it really gave me assurance in a lot of things. For example, you know, having assurance that, you know, no matter what you go through, God is there with you, you know, and he was able to help me get through things such as depression and, you know, having lack of confidence, because my confidence became, you know, bigger than myself. It became more about, you know what, God is there to help me. God is there with me. So from there, I was able to.
So you started also learning God's word,
Yes.
which is something you didn't know before.
No, I didn't.
You didn't get any
No.
contact with that, right?
No.
How about today? Who is Sia today? From the inside out, what kind of person are you?
Okay. Inside, I would say, is the most important change for me, honestly. Inside of me, I feel as though like I have so much more confidence, and within myself, I see myself doing a lot of greater things for myself, because before I never used to think, you know, I could achieve, finishing university, and I never thought I would achieve, you know, just different things. I didn't feel as though I was able to achieve a lot of things. So, but, you know, now I feel as though I'm a lot more happier inside of me. You know, I don't need a boyfriend. I don't need to fit in. You know, I have my own, you know, I am my own person. I don't need to fit in with anybody. So
those insecurities are now an issue that you put behind you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Still part of a gang?
No. No.
What about the drinking, the party, the smoking, and all those negative things from before? Still watching those videos and comparing yourself to those ladies?
No.
Huh?
No.
Now, do you have anyone that you look up to? I mean, people that you admire or like a role model or examples today?
Role models, I would say, usually it's like successful people like Oprah, people that have worked hard to get to where they are, people like Michael Jordan, you know, different types of people, but yeah.
Positive.
Yeah, positive
right?
people.
Very good. So thanks for coming, okay? And may you continue, especially close to God.
Yeah.
Right? Because without Him, we can't really achieve anything. And you see that it's not a magic thing. It's not by magic. The reason why her life changed is that she did not only read the Word, but she believed. The Word of God is the most powerful thing there is. If you believe in it, it will bring about change, because that is what it does. God gave us His Word for it to change our lives, not only for it to become just a religious thing or just a ritualistic thing, or for me to have knowledge, but for me to actually be empowered. It says that He will be with you always. Like she was saying, she learned that. Learning that totally changed the way she thinks, the way she sees herself, the way she sees that God is with her despite of the wrong things of the past. Maybe you are judging yourself every day for your past. Maybe your past is weighing like tons on your shoulders. And all you need to do is to put it behind you. If you decide to come to God, He's not going to reject you because of your past. Actually, let me tell you something. He's more excited about you coming to Him and the things He's going to be able to help you with and change your future than rather criticizing you for the mistakes of your past. God doesn't dwell in the past. Maybe you do, and that's what's holding you back. So why not break this chain, get rid of this ball and chain that is holding you back, and decide to go for a new life? He is willing if you are. We hope this have inspired you, and even at this point, if you see yourself that you are stuck in a rut, then communicate with us. Send us an email, give us a call. Someone is here able to help you right now. We're going to go to another short break and back after this with Pastor Carlos, who is with us in the studio also, who is going to give us some advice on how to become better.
All systems are go. We're about to
In life, there are problems that just hit you with a blow. Everything crumbles away, and the heartache never seems to disappear. Everything keeps going wrong. You are in despair. What do you do when your hope isn't enough? When your single prayer seems to return unanswered, and the persistent problem is still there? Partner with God and make a chain of prayer. A Chain of Prayer is a weekly series of uninterrupted prayer and action to tackle the most stubborn of problems. Make the chain of prayer and turn things around once and for all. Don't give up. Make a chain of prayer. It works.
All systems are go. We're about to
Welcome back to Finding Answers, and tonight we're talking about becoming better. And once again, through the story, we could see the improvement doesn't start from the outside. Whilst someone is looking to improve their life with external aspects, something material, just a relationship, having another baby. Of course, these are things that can cause a joy for a moment, but if there is an inner issue, that is not what is going to solve the problem. Tonight with us we have Pastor Carlos. Good evening, Pastor.
Hi, good evening, Edward.
Yes.
And good evening to all the viewers.
Do you agree with us? Because I believe that trying to fix things, trying to achieve happiness from the outside in is very unrealistic. Actually, it's from the inside out.
Yeah, and definitely one of the greatest things that we have to consider in the Bible point of view, for example, is exactly the, one of the greatest commandments, which is love your neighbor as you love yourself. So God definitely, He encourages the person to work on himself, on herself, as a priority, so that obviously, the other things, can also improve. Yeah. I mean, if the person wants to become a better person, definitely the person needs to work on herself.
And would you say it's also a big issue when someone maybe puts everybody else ahead of them, mm-hmm. and they self below everybody? I mean, I can only be able to love the others, mm-hmm. to give to others the love that I also give to myself.
Exactly, because people, I believe that most of people, they have the tendency of being worried about the external world. All of us, we have this tendency, but I'm talking from the Bible point of view. Mm-hmm. So definitely God, He encourages the person to become a better person, the person to become, to have a better version, like you were saying, a better version of himself or herself, definitely.
That's right. Actually, something interesting. We usually don't see this Bible verse from this point that you're saying, because we say, love your neighbor, but as you love yourself. In other words,
for
it's
example,
also about
I
loving
remember
yourself.
as we are speaking about here, and as you were talking to the guest and to Frank as well, I remember that verse, which is for me one of the strongest verse in the Bible, which says that we should not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but we have to be transformed by the renewal of our mind. So definitely God, He encourages the person to be transformed, to become a better person. Mm-hmm. So this is God's will. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, that God respects the person's decision, whatever opinion the person has, because He does not force us to become a better person. But I believe it is His will.
Yes, He's willing to help. And if you want to know what to do, to have the strength, you can pray with us now. We're about to pray here on your behalf, and I am certain God will give you the strength, even through this prayer, for you to start taking the steps in the right direction for a better you. If you want to pray with us, if you have a glass with water, grab a hold of it. It's time for prayer.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer and include you in the Finding Answers prayer book, send your name and prayer request to help@findinganswers.tv.
Right now, we agree in faith. We join faith with this person that is watching us probably, maybe even from the beginning, who doesn't have the strength to initiate the process of becoming a better self, who maybe don't even know how to do it. But by faith, in spirit, we join ourselves with this person. It's like we hold hands with this person. They are not alone, wherever they are, wherever you are. Dear viewer, you are not alone. We, by faith, hold hands with you, and we join strength here to lift you up. Be strengthened, be uplifted in this moment. Be empowered and energized by the Spirit of God. Because even though we can't be physically present where you are, the Spirit of God is there wherever you are. At home, at work, in an office, in a hospital, maybe even, I don't know, watching us from prison somehow, in a room surrounded by people all alone. The Spirit of God is there. And in this moment, feel empowered. Be strengthened. Yes, say that you will make it, and believe that the best is yet to come. You owe it to yourself, this opportunity to become a better you. So just believe the best is yet to come. I'll make it in Jesus' name. And we bless this water, God. So the moment this man or woman drinks, they are going to be empowered. This is my belief, our belief. And if you too agree, you can just say amen and drink the water now. So it was a pleasure having you tonight, and just reminding you, tomorrow we are going to have a very special edition of Finding Answers, the addiction episode. If you know anyone who's struggling with this, just give this person a call, tell them, send them an email, SMS to tune in to Finding Answers tomorrow, because what they'll see will definitely help. That's all from us tonight. It was a pleasure. See you tomorrow.